Okay, so like here's the stream, chilling. My defined stream, you might say. Online, go. Okay. We have now dated ourselves, and we're live. Hi, internet slash recording.
I'm tired.
Yeah.
We
I
are
just
all
rolled a
retired.
2 for the recap, but also she wasn't there, so
Yeah, I'm not even gonna bother rolling for the recap.
I feel like you kind of
I'm
have
also
to give
gonna,
it, but just in
yeah,
case.
I'm
Huh.
also gonna apologize in advance because, like, if I had realized I was actually ill that night, I probably would not have played. Because now my memory of it is quite spotty, even though I listened to it on the trip here. So yay. But yeah, so last time, we picked up with, I think we picked up with, like, basically team diplomacy heading over to meet with the Department of Lore via, magical Janus transport. They met the Department of Lore Master, who is Serafina Rum. I was like,
Rum, yeah.
shit, what was her name? No, it's Rum. Um,
The rare monosyllabic
and
last name in the Magecraft world.
yeah, I'm just like, it's got to be like 500 syllables long. It's fine. But yeah, it basically boiled down to her discussing what her goals were for the Grail War and the kinds of things that she's studying and the kinds of things that Janus is studying and the kinds of things that Piers is studying. They talked about the potential plan for dealing with Einosh, and a potential plan. They're basically amenable to the idea of a collaboration to deal with the butcher. And there was more stuff that happened off screen because I was a very ill individual. Um, and then no, we didn't leave at that point. I'll be honest, I don't remember what happened after that.
Team diplomacy made their way back to the Four Seasons.
Yeah. And then I have the gist of what they were talking about. I'm doing great.
You got this.
Where are my notes? There's Serafina.
Anise and Mishka had a chat, but I'm not going to act it out on screen.
Fair.
It all boils down to Mishka knows more about the Grill War now and a lot more about Anice's weird love life than he probably wanted to know.
Hooray.
But yeah, so that's the essence of what was talked about. Oh, and she did agree to let them interview Morgan, so that's gonna be fun. Yeah.
Got those
So
people.
they're gonna help her. They're gonna help her compile information about the butcher, and then yeah.
So y'all had made it back to the Four Seasons. Aidin did a health checkup on Morgan. Got information about how to figure out a plan he's been working on. And it is not, in fact, Morgan's help that he needs, but Lucretia's help. So he's headed over that way. And then I feel like we left off on the cliffhanger like the next morning, what that will like get to. is that we saw Echo, right?
Yeah, we'll
Or
pick up.
Yeah,
diplomacy.
Penelope saw Echo.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
diplomacy would have seen Echo, but we at that point we would have already have left to go to the
Yeah.
temple.
Yeah.
Timey-wimey.
So we're gonna let the
Yeah.
echo thing wait for later. Um,
Okay.
for anyone wandering through these in like archives or whatever, obviously having two parties gets messy. So we're gonna be focusing primarily on the party that has servants because this is a fate game. But we will definitely be checking in with the other one as we go, and occasionally, yeah, there will be sessions like the last one that are gonna mainly focus on the other one. But all three players have characters in both parties, so come along with us and enjoy this nonsense that'll hopefully not be me talking for 90% of the characters in the future. Woo! Gaming.
Woo!
So, yeah, a few things happened there. We have a whole bunch of dream rolls. Um, just because I want to confirm, did Aiden go talk to Lucretia before or after going to sleep?
Before.
All right, then we're doing that now, and then we'll do dream rolls. So,
Yeah.
Aiden, you went to a church.
Yeah.
You visited this
Uh,
church like 3 times a day. So pious.
multiple churches. Different kinds of churches.
Look,
He's all
cleric's
about
gonna
that life.
cleric.
Exactly. Um, he's gonna. I mean, what time is it at this point? It's evening, I take it.
Let me check the game clock. Do do do. Well, that's not the right time. Have I just not been updating the game clock? I'm bad at this. Um, no, I advanced the clock last time because you went to sleep. Okay, I'm like, wait,
Oh,
what? Because that's
okay.
still Wednesday. Yeah, it was on Tuesday before. So yeah,
Oh,
it is presently you're doing this um
assuming
before or
it's
after the
evening at
other
this
group came
point.
back.
Uh, after,
Okay,
because he
then
had to have the Morgan conversation and then got
right.
that from her. Yep.
Yes, that makes sense. Cool. All right, then yeah, it's probably at this point it's like, 9 p.m. Just picking a time that makes sense. It's 9 p.m. It's
I hope
nighttime.
she's awake. Yeah. Yeah, he wanders back there and he just kind of like, I'd assume like the doors are shut or like are there lights on or
Oh,
anything
the
or.
doors are open.
Oh, okay. He just
Still a
kind
big
of
old
like
church.
wanders,
Yeah.
ooh, wanders in searching for her.
Yeah, so wandering in, there are a few locals sitting around in the pews. Um, whether they're praying or simply enjoying the atmosphere, um, they're there. Uh, looking around, you see some of the members of the church fluttering about. Like one of them obviously saw you when you got here, and based on your high wisdom and perception, you could see them scurry off in a direction. And then a few moments later, Lucretia came out. It doesn't take much to realize that they probably have instructions to go get her if a master shows up, or at least
Yeah,
someone associated with the Grail War. So,
yeah. Um, he wanders up to her and is like, I hate to bother you this late into the evening.
oh, it's no problem. That's why we're here. How can I help
Um,
you?
it was brought to my attention, that you may be of great help to ideas that I would like to implement in this Grail War to bring more mystery and to send a message.
I
Is
see.
there
Just
some
to,
place we could talk?
of course, we can speak in private, but before we do, just to be clear, is this going to in any way impact the outcome of the Grail War?
Like taking out another master,
Because
which
I'm
I'm
not
already
allowed to help
on.
you do that.
Well, that is my own thing. It's not more so for looks around. It's like it's not for the master portion. No, it's towards the organization itself.
Understood. I just have to ask. And you see her looking around at the various church people present, and then she says to you in your head, because she can do that,
Yeah.
um, I just wanted to make it clear to anyone who may be looking on that I'm not showing favoritism.
He understands. He doesn't nod because he doesn't want them to know that they're having that conversation. But yeah, he's
Yeah.
just like he reiterates that this is overall for making sure there's more mystery and magic in the world and protecting the phantasmals around them.
She nods, and then she shows you to a side room overlooking the water that flows into the city. Oddly enough, in the direction of your base. It's on what
Hey.
would be the east side if we're treating the map as north is up.
Yeah.
So she takes you over to that, and you can kind of see out over the water. It's nighttime, so there's like limited visibility in the distance. Although, due to the strange nature of Dream's End, you get occasional like flickers in the sky. Like they're not really stars so much as like if you ever look at the ocean at night,
Yeah.
you get the little like foam wave ripples. Like you see little bits of
Yeah.
that in the sky,
Ooh.
which is kind of neat. It's a small source of illumination, but you wouldn't really be able to see by it. It's a reminder that the sky is not like a solid black firmament at night. It's still got a little ripple to it. But yeah, so she takes you over to that area, and she asks you like, would you prefer this conversation out loud or not?
Uh out is this room protected? He like thinks for a moment.
Like
Like is it
picking the
words?
question. Yeah.
Yeah, he's asking that. Is it worded?
Like psychically, she's just telling you, we have certain precautions made for safety and for privacy, but if you are concerned, we may speak this way as an added layer on top of all of that.
Okay, will he be able to talk back to her in her head,
Yes.
or is it a one?
Yeah.
Okay, then yeah,
It's a
he'll.
it's a two-way telepathy conversation.
Okay, cool. Then yeah, he's fine with that. um, he looks at her and is like, "I thought that you just dealt with memories within, using someone's mind, their dreams when they're sleeping to manifest them, like with Scribe. It should have been a lot more apparent. But again, we were dealing with Anise memories that you dealt with dreams overall. I had gone to Morgan about, how she was asleep for so long and the dreaming was kind of her domain, or so I thought. But what I had asked, she had pointed me in your direction, and I wanted to ask if it's possible, if you are able to show a scene, show what lays before to as many sleeping people as possible.
You're asking about my dominion over dreams and nightmares.
Yes,
To to be clear with you, I am an inheritor of the responsibilities of the dead apostle who is responsible for nightmares. I have related abilities, but I do not have the full scope of those powers in the sense that I don't have the strength to do that beyond my immediate proximity. That said,
there's a hall. There's a
there's a
hall
hall.
of many sleeping people. Would they be within your proximity?
Uh, the people who would, if there's a hall, I could, and they are all asleep, I could impact the dreams of everyone that I could see.
The thing was, I was hoping for a way for you to see this fight and to spread that and to make a point to the harvesters that the butcher is not immortal and that we are going to take him down. And a message of hope for everyone else that they don't have to be in fear anymore. But if you're not there to see it, I don't know how to spread it.
I just to be clear, I can project a dream without, like, it's not a camera. Like, I can craft a dream and I can release that dream, and that dream can enter a sleeping person if your goal is to create a scenario where that is something
I
that
want it to
people
be the
see.
truth.
You wish for it to be the truth, but you need it to be the truth in real time.
If you're able to replay everything you see, if you are there to witness it, can you accurately replay it in their minds?
As an observer in a Holy Grail War, I can observe with great precision a conflict between servants and masters, and with my memory, I can reconstruct what I've seen within a reasonable proximity of reality, just per the nature of memory. And I could then share that with someone as a dream. If you're asking me if I could observe the battle and then go to this hall of sleeping people that you mentioned and send this dream into all of their heads, that is all within my ability.
Would that be something you'd be willing to do?
I would like to understand the ultimate goal. So your objective is to show these sleeping people the defeat of the butcher and
Yes.
to make it clear to those sleeping people who would all have the same dream that this is something that has occurred.
Yes.
That would be within my ability, but I must warn you that I don't know the nature of this place that you're describing, but for them it would still be a dream.
That is correct. But a dream that many of them share that they cannot explain,
You would
don't you
need,
think that would cause?
if enough of them became aware of each other
Mhm.
and shared their memories of this dream, then it is possible that that could lead to mystery. Mysteries have begun from similarities and the curiosity that comes from it. I think you will find that even among the human myths, the concept of a flood is universal, regardless of where it comes from, and that creates the mystery of what happened.
Exactly.
Now, these are things that I can do. I will be observing this battle that you plan to have with the butcher, and if the opportunity presents itself to share the outcome of this battle, I'm willing to do so. That said, if you've defeated him, I assume you plan to kill him, and that will probably also be very clear to his followers that he could be defeated.
Exactly. That is the goal.
So, if your
It's
wish,
layered.
if your wish is to share this outcome with the sleeping people, then I am willing to do so as long as it does not interfere with my duties to the Grail. And
He nods his head.
of course, if you prove victorious in this Grail War and you choose to make a wish, you have more options for how to get this message across.
I think my wish would still remain the same of making sure these holes and the world is repaired.
As I understand it, so long as a wish is made that is not beyond the abilities of the Grail, the world will recover.
Okay.
And
Then
if
it is
what
an
you would be
option.
wishing would be for more people than the scope that I can see, to have this dream that you speak of, then there are any number of ways you could word your wish to make what I believe you're actually asking for possible, none of which would involve such a substantial amount of mana that you would risk your ultimate
Cause another
objective.
drain. Okay. That was a concern if it would cause another drain.
I greatly wish that I understood the previous master's wish so that I could understand exactly how we ended up in this position, but
Is there no way to find out? Like, there's got to be somebody that knows.
the the Grail will not tell me because the Grail is still completing its previous directions. But whatever they are, should a new wish override the old one, it will cease that and it will redirect its efforts to fulfilling the new wish, and then it will go back into dormancy for the necessary amount of time for the world to recover and for it to gather the mana for the next Grail War, which will be in many, many decades if this goes correctly.
I have one more ask, if that's okay. And it's a little more personal. Um, are you, could you, I want to check in on Clover, and I think there might be information we could gain too if I'm just able to talk to him. I want to make sure he's okay.
You wish to speak to him in his petrified state?
His face was in the hall. He was there, which meant he was dreaming, and it looked
Interesting.
like him. And I don't know if he's in a serene state or if he's been plagued by the last time we saw him and this horrible nightmare. I don't know how he's doing, but
You would like to know what he dreams of.
yeah,
Well,
I just want to talk to him
I
at least once.
I'm going to be honest with you. If he is still connected to Einosh, then he dreams of the words of the tree. That is what it is to be the host and the avatar of a dead apostle. He is not allowed his own dreams.
But he's in there. And if it's a dream, then you could help me get in there.
Do you have, are you willing to bring his petrified body here? Because I cannot leave Dream's End.
I could. I could do that.
If you can bring his petrified body here, then I will attempt to send you into his dream.
Okay. I gonna have to make a few calls, as they say.
Understandable. If you don't mind my asking, do you plan to engage with the Butcher in conflict soon?
Yes.
Very well. I am confident that once the conflict begins, I will be there, or rather, the ruler will be there via me, but I will be present. And I just ask that you honor the rules of the Grail War, as obviously your opponent will be pushing them to their limits. And should he push beyond them, there will be a certain amount of leverage available to me to keep him in check. But should you push the rules as well in kind, I cannot stop the ruler from interfering with you in the same way.
I do not plan to break the rules. So
I
hopefully she
wish
should
you,
not have to worry about that.
to the extent that I'm allowed to, I wish you a pleasant outcome in your conflict.
Thank you.
Please stay safe.
Thank you. I will let you get some sleep.
That
I'm
would be nice. I don't believe I am going to be allowed to do that for the duration of the war, but I will at least enjoy the solitude where I can.
Thank you for your help.
Of
And
course.
with that, yeah, he'll swing back out and head back to the temple, and that's where he'll end his night.
Okie dokie. You did it.
Yay!
Who among you desires dreams?
Me!
All right. Let's. Do we want to go big number to small number or small number to big number?
Small.
Excuse you. Rude.
I'm good with whatever.
I want to see those envelopes so
You're
bad.
going to get all of them. So,
I
That's
mean,
good.
hey, if you know what? No, nope. I'm not even gonna try to justify it. Nope.
good times. All right. I'm just going to instead, I'm going to just go down the list in the order that you rolled because I doubt any of you remembers what that was anyway. So,
Joke's on you. I've got it pulled up.
well, then you know
Oh
the
my
order
god.
that's coming. So, it's going to start out with Diana.
Oh, damn
Sleep,
it.
sleepy, sleepy Diana. So, Diana finds herself in that room again with the tree corrupted version of her sitting opposite at the table. She's
Mm,
just stabbed her with her sword, but in this dream, it didn't end with the stabbing.
oh,
The other Diana, after getting stabbed, looks back over to her and she says to her, "That's not very nice." And then she reaches down and she takes the sword, hand on the blade, pulls it off of herself, and then stands up from the table and walks a few feet away and just stretches like this was just a very minor inconvenience. And then she looks back
oh.
over to her and she says, "Darling, I'm with the tree now. It's going to take more than that. And since there's nothing you can really do, we're just going to talk some more. So, right here, I'm going to tell you in exquisite detail what it's like to touch Nimue."
Oh no.
And Diana hits her with an Eldritch Blast, and it pushes her back, and she keeps talking, and Diana keeps blasting, and she keeps talking, and Diana unloads on this increasingly monstrous looking, grinning version of herself. And every time she gets hit, a piece of her flies off. And as soon as that piece hits the ground, it shrivels up into a dried up stick. And
Ugh.
when all that is left of her other self is simply a floating head continuing to spew blasphemy about Nimue, it finally stops and it stares at Diana and then it simply says, "Still closer than you've ever been." And then Diana
Oh,
wakes up in a cold sweat.
oh no. Oh,
Now
she's
we're
just
going.
gonna start crying.
That's fair. That is fair.
Oh.
If you roll under a 10. Aidin, your turn. So Aidin um, finds himself in his dream in the streets of Residuum, walking around with the boys like he was just doing
Hey.
earlier. And while he's walking around with the boys, um, Buck keeps walking a little bit ahead of him and blatantly stealing from people. Just like talking to someone, smiling, charming, and then like slipping off their watch. And then walking over and talking to someone else and being super nice and taking their wallet. And then after he's done this 2 or 3 times, you see him taking someone's holy symbol. And Dream Aiden is not okay with that. Like he wasn't really happy with the other behavior, but like this is like an extra level of
This is crossing the line here. I was
blasphemy.
already crossing the line
So
before, but like
right.
this is
So
extra lines.
Dream Aiden calls him out and he's like, I don't know what you're talking about, big guy. You're the one who took all these things. I mean, you're the one who spent it. And then Aiden in the dream looks down and sees all of these things are resting in his hands or over his saddlebag or something.
My God.
And and then he looks back over at Buck and Buck's like, "That's it. That's him, officer. He's the one." And a few comically dressed, over the top British police, the kind that you saw at the horse prisons before,
Oh
see
no.
you, and they pull out their sticks and they blow their whistles. And then Aiden looks around holding all of these things. He can't find the people that they belong to anymore. And then he turns around and he finds himself in the back of a horse prison. And he kicks and he kicks and he kicks, but this one, unlike the real one, won't break. And then as the horse prison is taking Aiden away, he sees Buck on the outside, dressed up like one of the police officers, and he says to him, "Don't worry, buddy, I'll get you out. Just gonna find our way there so we can let all the other horses out first."
You just stop. I don't know whether I should be in Predator horrified.
And that was your weird dream, because you hit the weird range. Okay, now we're down to Anise.
Hooray!
Hooray for Anise. Anise and her dream. Anise, you find yourself back in that weird Pokemon dreamscape where you were at before, and you're walking around all 8-bit and colorful, and you are looking down at your um I guess your belt or equivalent, wherever Pixel Annis would keep her Pokeballs, and you have 6. And so you get curious because you're in that kind of aware that it's a dream, kind of not semi-lucid state. So you're curious to see what your 6 Pokemon are. So you toss the first one out, and it's the weird Sand Slash Derek again.
Oh,
And he pops out and he just goes, Derek, Derek.
yeah, of course.
And and then you bring out Fredrio again. Only Fredrio, all 3 of his heads this time are kind of like emo paladin-y looking instead of just the one. Seems like he's advancing in a certain direction. He might be a dark type now. You don't know. Could be a regional variant. Um, and you think you know what to expect out of that one, but the third one that you toss out um, turns out that it's actually a Penelope Jigglypuff with a microphone.
Yeah, cute.
And you comment on how small and cute she is, and she proceeds to inflate and get super angry. And then you move on to the fourth one and you toss it out, and it's Diana, but Diana in this case is a jinx.
Oh no.
And she does not look very amused either. And so you quickly put her back in the ball. And then you toss out the next ball, and the next ball is, in fact, normal Aidin, but he's got like a rapid ash lower body, so he's on fire.
No. Oh no.
But a
But it
fairy
doesn't
type,
seem to bother him.
Galarian.
It doesn't bother him at all. He's just like, instead of like saying his name over and over again, it's just Aidin, but like with an on fire horse body.
I'm
And
gonna put you back in the bowl, big guy.
back in he goes. And you stare down at that and you're like, huh. So you're sort of counting them off in your fingers again. You're like, okay, so Dar'Rek, Freddie, Penelope, Diana, Aidin, and there's a sixth one, and not really sure what to expect. So you toss the sixth one out, and it flashes, and when it does, it rolls over funny, and the flash is the red light coming out and capturing you and pulling you into the ball. You have caught yourself.
Hooray?
And inside of the ball, you see nothing but Porygon as far as the eye can see.
Huh. Well, this is weird.
That was your weird dream. Then we get to Penelope Dream. For the curious, Penelope rolled 1 point lower than Diana. So Penelope finds herself standing out on the beach with the social crew, and you're meeting with the Department of Lore, just like you did in real life, except while you're talking to them and they're taking all of their stuff out to move, um, key difference is the butcher walks out as well.
Oh.
And when he walks out, he takes a look over at your whole group and he goes, "Oh, well, didn't realize I did delivery here." And he walks over to you and he's completely ignoring like all of your big tough people around, like it's nothing. And then he just kind of rudely leans down to really emphasize the height difference. And he goes, "So, making a little party for me? Gonna bring them all into one place, make this a bit easier, save me some time. Gonna get your buddy Aidin killed right in front of everybody. Take out 2 servants, get my servant fixed, good to go. Take care of things for real. And on top of all that, on top of everything that happened here, you get to enjoy the fact that you're the one gave it to him, who then gave it to me. So everything I do, everything that dies because I have a servant, it's kind of your fault, isn't it? I mean, you could have just taken it for yourself. You could have just been like a pint-sized master wielding some great historical or mythology figure, and I would have just had to go home and that was it. Guess I would have been a little pouty on account of I really just wasted an evening on a boat. But no, I got to go home and I got to think and I got to plan and I got to have all this time to put something together. And then I got one of the most dangerous weapons in the world right here installed in my hand, right in front of you, right in front of everyone. And of all things, your friends will get to have those, but you don't. He got one anyway, so it's a real bitch that gave up the first one and got another one regardless. But that just cheeses you off, doesn't it? Well, hey, you work for the big boss now, right? It works out. You get to see it all happen. Well, right here between you and me, I'm just gonna tell you. You want to know what I'm gonna wish for? You want to know what I'm gonna make the world a better place? I'm gonna make it so that your kind can't hide anymore. And then I'm gonna go on the biggest hunt of your life. I'm gonna find them all. Some of them I'm gonna catch. Some of them I'm gonna let go to tell the tale. And I'm gonna be immortal. Gonna be around forever. Gonna continue to be the boogeyman that your parents tell you kids about. And anytime anyone starts to doubt, well, guess I'll just be there to remind them. Because I'm playing this game till the world runs out. Thanks for that. Appreciate you. And then Penelope wakes up before she can say anything back.
Penelope's just gonna like reach over for Johnny and just she's just gonna hold on to her because she doesn't know how to process that.
Johnny wakes up a little bit, but is in kind of that middle sleep state. And she pulls Penelope close and hugs her.
Penelope is also crying.
Once it's clear that Penelope's crying, Johnny's going to ask her, "Do you have a bad dream?"
Uh, it, it was oh God, it was stupid, stupid butcher butthead.
Do we need to
It
send a
just
tiny BB in there to kick his ass?
I mean, maybe. Like he said it was that anything that happens, like anyone that dies because he killed them and any of the damage that happens from it's so stupid because I know it's not my fault. But he said it's gonna be my fault because I gave up my chance to actually enter this thing. And I know that's bullshit because
You know that's not what happened.
I
But
know.
also, you know that whether or not it was your call, he didn't hurt anyone for the last half a year. And if he can't hurt anyone, not really, until he has to fight Aidin and the others, then we'll just have to make sure it's the last thing he does.
Okay.
You're getting some people together to beat the living shit out of him, and
Yeah.
he probably thinks he's just gonna roll in and like punch Horse Boy in the horse dick and just walk away, but you're bringing war to him, and he's already lost half his army just marching them stupidly up a mountain.
Yeah, you're right.
Besides, we'll
He
light him on
just
fire.
okay. Can we light him on fire twice?
As it turns out, I can do that several times a day.
I love that.
It's one of the things I've worked on.
Proud of you.
Thank you. Now get some sleep for real. We got enough to do without you getting all baggy-eyed.
Yeah, it just like what if he actually does win? What if he goes through with what he's threatening? He's saying he's gonna make it so that we can't we can't hide anymore and he's gonna
Penelope, that's you
I
dreaming
know.
up the worst thing he could think of. I don't think he's that
I
smart.
know.
I think he'd
No,
probably
he's
just
not.
wish for a dragon and then get himself eaten.
It's You're right. I think I've taken on too much, and I know I have.
We'll get through this and then go on vacation again. And this time, not get wrapped up in some crazy world event nonsense.
I'd like that.
You got to pick the place, though.
Okay.
You leave it up to me. It's going to be the beach.
I mean, that's okay.
Yeah, but you got to help me
Okay, but
apply the sunscreen because I burn real bad. She winks at you.
I Okay, well, how about this? We'll go to multiple beaches and we'll go to multiple places and it'll be like a world tour, but like without tour.
We can do that. No
Yeah,
work, just fun.
no work, just play.
Yeah, and she gives Penelope a hug, and then you can go back to sleep.
Yeah, yep, she's gonna pass right the heck back out.
All right. At the opposite end of the spectrum is Mishka with a 98 out of 100.
Hey.
While all these other people are having trauma or weird, Mishka's just having a wonderful dream of sitting around at his daughter's graduation, cheering along. Um, family's there, super happy and normal. Everything is actually going exactly as planned. And on top of all of that, like his entire evening, like they do the graduation, they throw the hats, they do all of that stuff, and um, it's kind of a fast forward dream. So you're through the graduation, and then you fast forward, and he sees his daughter getting married. Can't quite make out to who, but seems super happy. Then there's the grandchildren. Then there's like it's like the happy version of the fast forwarding through the up story without the sad ending. And he's just experiencing all of the things that he's ever wanted to happen without any of the parts that he didn't. Like occasionally, yeah, there's some punching in there, but it's for fun punching. It's not like critical punching. Like he's continuing on. Um, Also, at one point, there's like an actual bear that he notices is present for all of these family events, and no one
Huh.
questions it. Like sitting there at the graduation, himself, his wife, and a bear. Sitting at the wedding, himself, his wife, the bear is the one who catches the bouquet. The the birth of the child, um, like handed his grandchild to hold, turns with baby in hand, shows it to his wife, both of you together, hugging, holding the baby in front of your daughter, and then also in the room, wearing a doctor's outfit, is the bear. And as you go forward, birthday parties, there's a bear. Dinners, there's a bear. Throughout all of this bear is just everywhere. And then finally, in fun retirement time, sitting around on a porch in a rocking chair are Mishka, and next to Mishka is a bear, also in a rocking chair. And Mishka turns to the bear and he says to the bear, "Why are you following me everywhere?" And the bear replies, "Rrrr." And then he goes, "Oh, okay, that makes sense." And then he drifts off into proper sleep.
Yay!
The happy roll.
What good weird dream I have.
Good time. And that leaves Bjorn, who Did not roll as heavily or as high, but certainly not as low as some of the others.
Yeah.
So Bjorn is currently in the Waffle House,
Yes.
and in the Waffle House, came in to make the food, getting the orders. A nice morning is going through, no problems, pretty chill. And then out of nowhere, a fight breaks out in the Waffle House, and someone throws a chair, and Bjorn whips around to catch the chair. But unfortunately, something about this chair was different. The chair stops in midair right before. And so, pausing and staring at the chair, Bjorn looks over past the chair at the person who threw it. And the person who threw it is wearing an IHOP uniform.
He jumps the counter.
And as he jumps up to face off against the IHOP uniform, out of nowhere, someone stabs him in the leg with a fork. And he looks down, and it's a Denny's uniform.
You rat bastard, scumbag cowards on the side. You try to one up when you see the IHOP. Fuck
And
you, little rats.
and as you're swearing profusely at all of these people, like attacking you, one of the customers sitting there through all of this fight breaking out, casually eating their breakfast, says up across the room to all of you, your beaten and bloodied self, and the others that you're fighting. This is really good. And then you look down and you see that he actually brought in a McDonald's breakfast in a bag. And he's just
I
been
want you to
eating
know,
that in your house.
I jumped the gift too. I jump all of them.
You try to jump him, but unfortunately for you, it's just too fast for you. He's dancing around you as he's eating a hash brown out of a tiny little paper bag. And then he's tossing back one after another fast food breakfast item that you consider cheap, culminating in
Blasphemy.
one of those corn dog style sausage wrapped in bacon and pancake batter and maple syrup on a stick. And he's just eating it and proclaiming it to be the greatest breakfast ever made. And then Bjorn wakes up in a cold sweat.
Blasphemy on breakfast. It's screaming.
So out of all of you, maybe two of you got a good night's sleep.
And they were both my
It's
characters
true.
for
It's true.
once.
Yeah.
I can't even.
Meanwhile, the Zip characters are both going to need therapy.
Yeah.
I mean, aren't we all? But
I mean, they probably needed therapy before anyway.
It's true.
It's fine.
Yeah. I think for the future, when we do dream rolls, it might just be pick one of your characters to do that. Unless you're just enjoying that taking up like a third of a session, which we can
I
continue
mean,
doing then.
they're
It's
pretty
fun.
fun, I'm not gonna lie.
It's a good like. I'm blanking on the word right now.
I think it'll
Before
depend on what's going on in the story at the
Yeah,
time.
that's
How
fair.
many
Yeah.
times are we all going to have all of our characters in the same place at the same
That
time
is fair.
sleeping?
Yeah, I suppose that's
Yeah.
true. The odds of you actually sticking up your sleeping are probably not great based on your various crazy lifestyles. So fair enough. But yeah, it is now Wednesday morning, the first Hula
Yay.
Hoop Wednesday of the Dreams End campaign.
Lord.
But
It's a special day.
you've got to decide what you're gonna do because my understanding is that the master team is running some errands before they leave. Is that still
Yeah,
true?
that is still true.
Okay. So master team, for simplicity, you wake up earlier. We are not rolling to see if Anna sleeps forever.
Oh,
Nah,
yay.
it's
Master
girl war
team, you
time.
wake.
She's not
Yep.
gonna. She's
Yep.
gonna be responsible.
Fair enough. All right, where are
Yeah,
you going at 6:30 in the morning with brand new day, spells prepped, everything recovered, should be good to go.
That is up to Aidin.
yeah, you can see like he's kind of like looking around on his makeshift map, trying to like get stuff figured out because he makes it over to y'all.
Okay, so you join us for breakfast at the Four Seasons.
Yeah, he'll let
Okay.
Kakavia know that he's gonna pick him up once he gets y'all and some stuff that he needs. He's just like, I don't. I feel like I've been around this city. I can't find. They said there were other centaurs, and I haven't seen them, and I don't know where to look.
Who are you saying that to?
He's just like kind of like mumbling to himself, like over this thing. Like if we're eating breakfast together, he's just like thinking really loudly, and by loudly, not that loud,
Like
but
to the
you can
to the
hear it.
party members though, not to like random
Yeah,
NPCs or
yeah.
anything. Okay.
No, no, no. Like he's in. I would assume like the room that Anise is in.
I assume we're eating some sort of continental hotel breakfast.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, you're not like in your room. Okay. Yeah, he's just like
Diana is having breakfast in bed.
yeah.
Annis
That's
went
okay.
downstairs to the continental breakfast to try the coffee. I guess. I don't know.
Yeah,
So if
he's
you're down
kinda like
there,
yeah.
Hemlock will probably land in front of you and start eating your food. Annis will sit down next to you. If you're looking for the other centaurs, Hemlock is the one that spotted them when I was looking for you guys, actually.
Turns to Burb friend. Where did you see them, my friend?
Well, they were kind of everywhere around the city. I think if we just walk around and maybe I take a look through Hemlock's eyes, we can surely find somebody.
Yes, if it, any sellers and any of them like a group, I just
I've got nothing to do but kill time until we can get on that riverboat experience
oh
with that goblin
oh,
in a couple hours. So
you're taking a riverboat. Okay,
better to go out and do things rather than sit around in my room and mope.
that's yeah. We got to be productive. Very productive.
So you're just gonna go wander?
Are
Yeah.
are
Okay.
any NPCs around?
I
Uh.
mean, like the rest of them are awake. Like it's just a question of like who, like, are you going
Mhm,
to gather a group to go or what? Because like some of them are going to be eating breakfast. Some of them are like Derek is doing morning workout stuff. Um,
mhm.
like Freddie is probably off, like applying his goth makeup or something. You haven't really seen where he went, but like you know he'll be out. Like you don't have to like wait forever. He should be out soon. Um,
We take
Buck is wide awake, and Buck is presently enjoying breakfast and also chatting up the people who bring breakfast.
yeah. Should we take anyone with us, big guy, or just a quick solo mission,
I
the two of us?
maybe. I mean, I
To
just need to be quick. I just need to see if they can help me acquire some items. I mean,
the
kind of have.
centaur?
Yeah, he like points to his body. Like I just
Oh,
this.
that's a good point. Uh, yeah, as long as we're quick and don't go into any dark alleys, keep aware of our surroundings. I'm sure it'll be fine if the two of the masters of the grill will go off alone. We should bring we
Oh,
should bring
Inan's
people with us.
already. Yeah, like Inan's like already there, but probably right now to connect.
Yeah, it's. I'm going to operate on the assumption that servants are present with their masters unless I'm told otherwise. They're just probably not
Yeah.
Mhm.
manifest. Um, I feel like it would be disingenuous for me to ever assume that is not the case.
Yeah.
um, like for starters, they kind of need to be near you. Well, one more than the other need to be near you, but I'm just operating the assumption that they're always within earshot unless you tell me otherwise.
Yeah.
We should probably bring other people with us too, just in case. Help keep an eye out.
Uh,
I'm going to
yeah,
roll.
let's go.
Oh, that went
Oh,
everywhere.
you've been fighting.
Okay. Hey, Buck, you want to come with us to look for centaurs?
Do
Sure.
You're
not
there, right,
steal
wide
their
awake.
holy symbols.
Yeah,
I don't
totally.
want
I mean,
to.
we could check out that centaur bar.
What?
That centaur what?
The centaur bar.
Bar.
Yeah. Like a pub, but more
Right.
American sounding and rhymes.
Sure. Beginning to think this might be not the best idea, but sure, whatever, whatever works, I guess.
I mean, you think I'm not gonna like find out where all the pubs are the first night I get here?
And that's
Got a
fair.
point.
Yeah, they've got a centaur bar, and it's kind of weird. It's like a saloon, except if the horses were allowed inside.
You know, okay, now I'm on board now. Lead the way.
All right, yeah. You bringing anybody else, or is it just gonna be us?
Whoever wants to join, I did just like I just want to be quick in and out.
Well, I don't want to interrupt Dar'Rek doing his morning exercises, and I have no idea what Freddy is at all. And I know better than to interrupt Penelope and Diana for their breakfast. So, and unless you want to go get Dar'Rek, big guy, it is Hula Hoop Wednesday.
It is. We could hula hoop along the way.
Did you bring hula
Dar'Rek!
hoops?
I absolutely fucking did. I got a saddlebag of holding, baby.
Do they fit in a saddlebag? Because that is a
I make
requirement.
I
like,
make
pull
them. I
them apart.
squish them. And just
Like
Oh,
you can take
Lord.
them apart. You can get the kind that like collapse, I guess. Like, sure. Okay.
Dar'Rek, do you want to hula hoop as we go to a bar? Does Diana want to go?
So we go to a bar.
Who
Di-
wants to go to a centaur bar? Very quickly, mind you, not for long. Places
Diana
to
has,
be.
Diana has not come out of her room. I don't want
Yeah.
to go. I'm not interrupting her. I'm not interrupting Penelope or Johnny.
Out of character, do Diana like? Do you want to go along to this?
Or Penelope, I guess.
I had a different idea of how she was gonna spend her morning, but like,
Everyone,
know.
it's like I just want to be in and out. I don't want to
Yeah.
stay long.
like no one ever explained to her what the plan was for today. So,
Oh no.
I just needed to grab
so she's
like
just like, okay, I guess we're not doing anything today.
No, I think before we went to sleep, Anise would have told everyone on Team Violence to meet in the lobby around 7:45 because we'd be catching the riverboat at like 8 a.m., I assume.
Oh, then yeah, that changes what I'm doing drastically.
well shit.
It just
But it's like
occurred to
6
me that
a.m., right?
It's 6:30 in the morning.
it's 6:30 right now. Yeah.
Does
God.
that mean she needs to stay behind to do her thing? Because I will not bother if she's
I mean-
like I'm busy.
She's not busy. She's just eating breakfast in bed and moping.
Oh yeah, we gotta have her stop moping. Aiden's just like, Penelope, we're gonna go to Centaur Bar. Would you like to join?
Is he
She's like,
knocking on her door?
no, he's just yelling that through, and then very calmly, he's like, oh, if you want to, and then knocking. He's got it all out of
Knocking
pocket.
after.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Jesus Christ.
He's a little chaotic. He's still learning the customs. It's all good, It's very, very.
Scream at
away.
someone and then knock just so that they know you're done screaming.
Anise is like, I looked away for 5 seconds. Where did he go?
Diana's gonna open the door to her room, and she's like fully like still in her little like nightgown robe
Aw.
situation, and she's just like, I what? I didn't understand a single thing you just yelled at me through the door.
So apparently there's a centaur bar, which is where I'm going to be able to find the centaurs. Don't ask me why Buck knows where the centaur bar is, but
Is
that's where I got to
be
go.
to Buck? Is it going to be open this early in the morning? Don't bars usually
It's
not be
Ivan,
open
it's
this early?
6:30 in the morning.
I don't know how bars work. It's going to be my
As far
First
as I can
one?
tell, this is one of those places where time is a relative concept. I think they're
That's
just open all the time.
I
It might not be as busy though.
that's a good point.
don't think a bar is the best place for me to be right now.
Gotcha. Do you want me to bring you anything on our way out running errands? Yay or
Nope.
nay? Unintended, I guess.
Nope. She's like, she's got bags under her eyes 'cause she's like, I'm not dealing with this today.
All right, I'll catch you in a few. We'll be back before the boat arrives. I'll be quick. And then he just like
So are
waddles
we?
back.
Oh dear. Okay, I better go check with Anise and make sure we're still actually meeting in the. Uh, she just like slams the door shut, gets dressed, goes downstairs. She's gonna be like looking around for wherever Anise is.
I guess Anise is feeding hash browns to Hemlock, still in the breakfast area, enjoying her coffee.
And she's gonna walk straight up to Anise and be like, so Aidin just came and yelled at me about some centaur bar.
Yeah, that's where he went.
Is are we still meeting here and then going over to the boat?
Yes, that is still the plan. He
Okay.
just wanted to run some really quick errands, go find his people, get items. I think, I don't know.
Okay, well, I will meet you guys down here for whenever we're going to the boat. Otherwise, go nuts. I have nothing. Ugh,
That sounds like a plan.
yeah. Yep. Yep. Yep.
Does she look
I
okay, like at all, or is she looking like a
I mean, I did just say that she has like bags under her eyes. She is not. She is distressed looking.
okay?
Sorry
Well,
that you
Max could just be tired and not like as distressed as okay, yeah.
sorry that the big guy woke you up so early.
I mean, I was already awake. I was eating breakfast
Hmm.
up in my room.
Not get a lot of sleep. You look real
Oh, I
tired
had
still.
shit dreams last night.
Oh,
Hmm.
I'm
I had a
sorry.
weird one, but otherwise not too bad.
It's like I don't know if I ate something funny yesterday or like the stress of all this is actually getting to me. I don't know. The sooner we get this shit figured out, the better.
Feel the same. I'll go run this real quick. Yeah, get some more you time. And he kind of like
7:45 here in the lobby. We'll walk over. We will get on that boat. It'll be a thing. It'll certainly be something.
he's gonna like
Cool.
pat her shoulder and kind of try to reassure her. And then he'll be ready to trot out the door and about it.
Then Diana's just gonna go back up to her room and just be dramatic. I don't know.
Psychologically recover.
She's gonna need a hot second.
That's fair. All right, so final party count: Anise, Aidin, Buck,
Fuck.
Dar'Rek.
Potentially Dar'Rek.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And we're
Like you're
hoping.
yeah. If you ask him, he'll go. That's fine. All right. So yeah, Buck is gonna take you out and show you the way there. And we'll use this as our mid-session break for people to go to bathrooms, get water, etc. But
More coffee.
for the people on the call, namely us, not for the stream, I would like to direct you to the Discord chat.
Oh my god.
Time to go to
Wait, are
Detroit.
you kidding me? I've been to Detroit 3 fucking times last year and I missed this?
I don't know if it's still
Beautiful.
open or not,
It's
but
beautiful.
it's a thing that I saw, and I'm like, well, that is what it is.
I feel like the
For
centaur
anyone
bar
watching
in
this, just Google
Residuum.
centaur bar. You'll find it.
It's permanently closed. No.
I feel like the centaur bar in Residuum we're going to looks like that, and we probably passed by it and just never looked up to see the big centaur. So we're all gonna be like, oh.
Oh my god, I was literally walked past that building.
You said it was permanently closed?
It says permanently closed.
Well, in that case,
Yeah.
I'll show a picture of it. Like,
Oh,
I didn't want to be
no.
like, and anyway, this is a real place that I've never been, as if it's some kind of endorsement. But if it's permanently closed, I'll just save a picture. And
Yeah, it was like updated apparently this month I guess it was because it says update November 2024. Closed.
that's unfortunate. All right.
Oh.
Well, I'm
That's
going to share
heartbreaking.
that picture then, because
Wow.
that's funny to me. Boop, boop, boop. All right. Pull up pictures. Refresh
There's even
folder.
the
Oh
sun there.
shit.
I'm fucking crying. The sun
Yeah,
is
I
in that
literally
vibe. Oh no.
All right, here you go. This is the thing that I found. I make no claim of ownership of this because I found it on Google. It's apparently in Detroit,
Yeah, oh god, okay.
or at least it
Yeah,
existed in
that's
Detroit at some point.
yeah, I see like I pulled up the building that it was in. I'm like, I literally walked by that building several times.
I'm guessing there's no longer a centaur.
Ooh.
You would have sent us a picture.
No. Yeah, I
But
would
yeah,
have
that
used
is a
this
centaur
one.
under a sunburst. Like, perfect, right?
That's I've
It's a taco shop now.
it is
Huh?
a taco. Oh, look.
Oh, a centaco. Anyway, um,
I'm kind of screaming at how perfect it is, and I'm kind of concerned now at how fucking.
yeah.
Oh,
So think about
Oh
that
my
while we all go
god.
get some water. We'll be right back,
Yeah.
everybody.
okay.
Enjoy a picture of Reen waiting for us to come back to the centaur bar.
Oh.
Muting is over. We are back now.
What are you, Mishka?
We do what we can. If necessary, we go centaur bar, we punch.
Invite Mishka to the fucking bar. Let's go.
Mishka is asleep. Mishka would
Damn.
go, but he is asleep.
Yeah. It's bear nap.
That's yeah, no trust.
Mishka
Look, let
hibernates.
Mishka, let
He
Mishka
deserves
enjoy
it.
those nice dreams.
Oh yeah.
He's having a good time.
He deserves it.
He
Facts.
took the good dream energy from all of you.
Honestly. Rude.
Uh,
Rocking that 98 out of 100.
like,
Shit was
damn. Leave
insane.
some for the rest of us, Mishka.
No.
Honestly.
Oh, how rude.
So
Mishka is Dream Eater, you don't know? I don't know what happened to my accent at the end there. Let's
his hobby.
Mishka very bad at doing accents. He try though.
It's important. So
It's
yeah, Buck
important.
knows where the centaur bar is.
Of course he did.
He shows you the way. No problem. It's in the bar district because we have a bar district.
The whole
Um,
district of Jesus.
it's not that big of a shock. Like it's an area zoned for nighttime. So like
Hey.
after it's like it's in that special part of town where like all of the stuff that's allowed to operate in the middle of the night exists. So
The
like
red light district.
yeah, well you got the bars, but you've also got like 6 cookouts, and every single cookout has an adult store next to it because that's just actually how the world works. Um, I think in North Carolina there are maybe 3 cookouts that are not within eyesight of a lingerie shop. It's very weird, but I guess that's what happens when you need to be zoned to be open at 3 in the morning. So yeah, you're gonna think about that next time you see one. It's weird.
Yeah.
But regardless, yeah, you get to Centaur Bar. It is morning time, so like the equivalent of a sun is out. Like it's that kind of golden orange morning without like a centralized sun element going on in Dream's End. But you see people in this area. You see some people who were probably out for too late and couldn't get home, who are sort of waking up to their hangovers as the sun equivalent is blasting them in the face. Um, and by people, I mean a wide variety. Like, you've got your orcs and your trolls and your humans and your goblins, just all sorts. A few elves that definitely could not hold their liquor. All kinds of stuff. And yeah, there's a centaur bar, and as described, the centaur bar has very wide doors, as you might expect. It is kind of saloon-like. It's got the flippy double doors. Um, it's open floor. There are no chairs or stools, but there are
Yeah.
tables at centaur height everywhere. Um, there's like the bar itself is much taller than an average bar. Um, the entire environment seems to be scaled up for creatures that are probably somewhere between like 6 and 9 feet tall, and lots of room for stretching, lots of room to like turn around, which is actually challenging for centaurs in normal places, but here things are spread out, especially accommodating potentially drunk centaurs. Um, you see a few centaurs, you do see them, who are kind of sitting around and enjoying their morning breakfast, which is largely like hangover food. You see a bit of carbs, you see a bit of water, you see eggs and stuff like that being served. Most of the people working here seem to be more the Goliath variety, which kind of makes sense when you consider the fact that, like, while centaurs definitely frequent the place, they're not the most convenient body type to maneuver behind a bar. So,
That's fair.
but yeah, there's some pretty big tall people. But yeah, there are some centaurs in here. They just seem to be kind of hungover, a little glassy eyed. and there's a woman working at the bar. She's currently putting together a plate of food that she's bringing to one of the patrons. She's bringing it over to one of the tall tables. She's a Goliath woman. She looks over and sees the lot of you coming in, and she just sort of shouts across the room, "Yeah, pull up a stall. I'll be right there," and directs you to plentiful available tables and spaces at the bar. Take your pick.
Uh, bar table looks over to Anise. What would make her comfortable since it's kind of like for
These
once.
these are your people. You pick. I'll follow you lead.
Well, it was like for the first time ever, he's like he can actually go anywheres, and it's kind of like what's more comfortable for her.
Ah, this place is not really sized for me, so
Why don't we
yeah,
stand at the bar?
whatever.
Let's.
I mean, I'll order some coffee, but I don't really need to get food per se.
Question that like the actual centaur outside like is a 1-for-1 of what I am seeing in the picture, like the actual centaur with the sun.
Oh, you mean in terms of the imagery?
Yeah.
Sure. I hadn't really planned it that far, but since we actually have a picture to work with, yeah, there's a big sunburst over the centaur. Specifically, like the main one is very much like that one. Again, reminder for everyone on the internet. I didn't even know this place in the real world existed, so this is in no way, shape, or form implying that I created this or that this is their thing. Now that we've made all those caveats, yeah, it looks like that.
Yeah. Yeah. I think he's still kind of shook just seeing that because that's not imagery that he's like ever seen. And
Yeah, this place is very openly showcasing what appears to be centaur culture. Looking on the walls in this place, like there are pictures of like it's kind of eerie to Anise that there are like lots of the kind of generic pictures that you would see in like a more normal bar of like people, like there's photos of people just having a good time at a party. They just all have horse lower bodies. There's a bunch of people on like a weird riverboat playing poker, except they're centaurs. There's like a crazy picture of a whole bunch of people playing like American football, but they're all centaurs. Like it's like you took normal photos and you just AI generated them to have horse bodies. They don't even look sincere to you, but like someone just moved in and they're like, I'm just gonna make the local fill in the blank, and oh, I guess it's horse people. Let's just do that. Like these don't look like real photos to you.
Huh.
yeah, he's gonna go up to the bar and be like, hi, yes, I know this seems like an odd question, but you wouldn't happen to know of like any centaur smiths or like crafters, would you?
You're saying this to the woman, the Goliath running thing.
Yeah.
All right,
I was
she finishes delivering the food to the centaur that's at one of the standing tables. Comes over as you're talking to her, flips out like a little piece of paper, and as you're not ordering breakfast, she sets it down for a second and she goes, "You looking for shoes?"
yes, other centaur related, yes, bodily parts, needs. Um,
Got
it's
it.
my
You're
first
you're
visit.
you're looking like you're new in town. Got it. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
No, that makes sense. That makes sense. Are you looking for fashion? Are you looking to strut? Are you trying to find a lady
Practical
centaur to show a
utility.
good time? Like where are you looking
No, no,
for?
no, no. I just need utility, like actual functional, magical potential.
Magical. Now
Like,
you're asking for something special. Okay. So if you were just looking for like normal shoes, normal clothes, normal whatever, I could definitely hook you up with a place like that. If you're talking like cool magic, you know, walk on walls or water or whatever you want to do with that, that's not really my thing. but I know a guy that you can talk to, and as it happens, he's right over there because he's very old and he's been through a bit and had his own little adventures already. So if you want to talk to him, just yeah, walk on up, um, introduce yourself. Although be fairly warned, he's been going hard since about 8 last night, and he's finally calmed down. So at your own discretion. Would you like anything to eat or drink before you do that?
Yes, for your wait. He looks down. He's like, I don't have the currency.
I've got it. Order whatever you want. Get me a coffee too.
I would like a coffee, please, as well.
All right,
Please
how
and
do you
thank you.
want it? You want it black? You want it extra black? You want it black as the dead of night? Like how black you want it? Would you like us to
Mm,
put some milk, cream, or
Oh yes, yes,
do you want us to draw little like pictures on it? Like what do you want?
yes, please. Surprise me.
Okay. And she turns to go do that.
All right, he's gonna immediately like trot on over to this guy, but very quietly. He's just make his head ring. He's
Okay,
just like,
so the centaur that you're walking up to has a like his horse body is a bit more silver. His human body, he's got kind of graying hair. Like he seems a bit older. This guy's definitely been around for a while. He he has the build of someone who you get the impression has taken care of himself most of his life, but he's really let himself go lately.
gotcha.
Like he looks like he's not like wasting away or anything, but he definitely looks like someone who, based on um like scars and tattoos, has come out ahead in a fair number of fights, but not unscathed. And now he kind of looks like someone who's probably just settling into whatever passes for retirement from someone of that lifestyle.
That's
Um,
fair.
Yeah, but he's kind of grizzled. But yeah, like he is currently sitting here and he has a I don't know if Aidin would know what this is, but Anise certainly would know, and like Buck and Derek would also sort of chime in that this is very much someone who's trying to kill a hangover by making something incredibly gross to shock his system out of it. So like
Oh,
mixing like raw eggs, like Tabasco sauce, all of the
oh,
cliche things you see in movies. Whether or not it will actually work, it definitely looked like it's going to throw him off. He's currently dumping pepper in it as you're walking up.
yeah, he has no idea. Absolutely not. He's just very confused. He's like, excuse me, could I borrow some of your time?
Oh, you're gonna have to speak up, kid. I can't hear you over the sound of my regret.
Oh, oh, excuse me, could I borrow some of your time?
Oh, now you're too damn loud. Hold on. And then he just like throws back the disgusting drink in front of him. Oh, that'll get your insides out. All right. Yeah. Whoa. Yeah. Hi. Yeah. Good. Looks at the windows. Morning. Mr.
Oh, I'm Aidin Suncatcher. It's nice to meet you, sir.
Suncatcher, got it. Yeah, yeah, pleasant to make your acquaintance. My name is Edward. Just Edward at this point. He reaches out his hand awkwardly as if he's gonna shake your hand. He misses it. He knocks over the second one of these hangover cures on the table. He goes, ah, shit, hold on. And then he like puts his hand down and he scoops all the mess into his hand and just throws it back in his mouth and screams again, swallows it, goes, all right, yeah, all right, what's up? What's up? Do I owe you money?
No, I heard you're very good with magic items. That
Oh, you're looking for shit. Okay. Okay. Sorry, you're sure I don't owe you money?
I'm pretty sure you're the first other centaur I've met.
Oh, you're a sheltered kid. Okay, then I definitely don't owe you any money. Can I borrow some money?
Uh, well, unfortunately, I'm also not from here, so I don't have money.
Gotcha. I gotcha. Well, I'll tell you what. If you can cover, if you or your pretty two-legged friends here could take care of the stuff that I owe that nice lady over there, I will be happy to tell you whatever you want to hear.
Looks over to Buck immediately. Buck, do you still have some money?
Do I have money? I could get money.
Looks over to Anise. Do you still have enough money to cover, I think, a drink?
Anise is gonna go back over to it was a Goliath, right?
Yeah.
The lady at the bar. The Goliath lady at the bar, and then she's actually a little bit too short.
Yep.
So she's kind of having to stand on her tiptoes. And she holds up a gold coin, one of the not pre-cursed, post-cursed gold coins. Will you accept these coins?
She takes a look at it. She holds it up in the light. She sniffs it a little bit, and she said, "Yeah, it'll melt down nicely. This will work."
How many of them do you want to cover that man's everything and coffees?
Oh, you're taking care of Edward. Oh, just 3 of these will cover it.
Sure. She slides 4 over.
Understood. Is there anything else I could bring you?
Uh, looks back over to the rest of the party. Anything else?
It just shakes his head no.
That'll be it for now, I think.
All right. Well, if you end up needing anything else, tell you what, if Edward bites you, I'll bandage you up on the house.
Uh, mm, uh, okay. Does he do that?
Not at this point. He
He might.
shouldn't. He shouldn't right now. But if he does, I'll take care of you. We appreciate your coin here.
Are you the one making him those disgusting hangover cures?
Oh, has he been making those again? Oh God, who gave him that? Edward, stop it. They don't work. You're just making a mess. I'll stop it when I'm sober. I know. I said stop it now. Ugh.
Anise is going to pull out a piece of paper and scribble down the ingredients for her hangover cure and then hand it over to the lady and go, do you happen to have any of these in your kitchen? This makes a hangover cure that could probably wake the dead.
She looks over it. Yeah, I think I've got all that. Yeah, I'll bring him one of those, but you have to make him drink it.
Okay. And make sure that you put in cardamom. That's the secret ingredient. But I didn't tell you that.
No, I didn't hear any of that. She goes to the back to work on what you said.
You work on a tiefling at the very least.
Okay, so back over there, Edward is like in varying degrees of coherence as he's leaning over, looking at Aidin, and then looking at Aidin, and then looking at Aidin, and then he says, "So what you looking for magic stuff for? What you got? What you looking for? What you trying to do?"
He slides over his little list. It's 2 items on there that you know about. He just passes the paper over. I need these.
Oh, well, that all.
That's it. Yeah, is that something you could do?
I mean, I know a guy
Okay,
who
yeah,
has some
yeah.
of these things. How good are you in a fight?
Pretty dang good.
Okay, well, if you catch him when he's not paying attention, you too can have some of these things.
I
Mhm.
don't want to steal them. That's rude.
I guess you
Is
could.
there not anyone that could trade or make these to then buy, or just
Uh,
talk
magic
about
things
it?
aren't that easy to make, but I mean, what if I told you that the guy who has these is a real asshole? Would that feel better?
Did he steal them?
I mean, I don't know where he got them from, but he uses them to be an asshole.
Like, how bad are we talking about?
So, you know how when you go walking around in town and maybe you're one of those humans who have a car or something and you got the windshield and there's like some bird shit on it?
Oh.
Yeah, imagine
Oh.
that from a centaur.
Okay, yeah. Um,
The vertical dimension has not been kind to us in his presence.
okay, cool. Cool. Where could I find him?
About this time of morning, I'd wager he's probably floating his ass around about 3 blocks over. Look up, bring an umbrella.
Gotcha. Um, looks over to Anise. So, like, I might find, and he has both the things I need?
No, he's got that one. He points to the one that's really obvious.
Yeah, okay, what about this one? Do you know anyone that I can talk to, maybe about this one?
Looks back down at it. I mean, not really immediately sure where you're going to find that around here.
Okay, well, hear anything?
But if you want me to keep an ear out, like you pay off my tab and you come back, and if I heard
Yeah,
anything, you pay off my tab again and we'll be in business.
okay. Looks over to Anise. I think I need to go make some money at some point, but your first tab is covered. Thumbs up to Anise.
Anise is just kind of like squint glaring across the bar, arms folded, shaking her head.
Uh, Sir Edward? Just Edward?
Some
Thank you
people
for
call
your
me
help.
Ed.
Much appreciated. And you have a good morning.
Around this point, the Goliath walks out with a bottle and a funnel, and she hands them both to Anise.
Oh, good. She just walks over to the centaur, puts the bottle down in front of him. If you want a real hangover cure, drink this. It will. What? Uh, it will certainly wake you up.
Uh-huh. All right, then. You're a bit short, so he hands the bottle to Aidin, and then he takes the funnel and he shoves it in his mouth and he twists his body over like, bottoms up.
You gonna feed him the hangover cure, big guy? I can't really reach.
Yeah. He just pours it over. He's like, I got this. Takes him a second. Don't worry. He's there.
All
He's
right, I
just
think
walking.
I'm good. I think I'm good.
Okay, yeah. All right. What street am I going to again?
Oh, yeah, go out, go 2 down, 1 to the left.
Go down, one to the left.
You can't miss it. There will be a giant statue of a walrus, I think.
Okay.
I don't know if it's
Two
supposed to
down.
be a walrus, but it looks pretty ridiculous. You can't miss it.
Okay, 2 down, 1 to the left. Walrus. We gotta go, Anise. We gotta
Do
go.
we?
Yeah. I mean, we gotta make it back to the boat soon, right?
We do.
Okay, let's go. What if I tell you I need to temporarily borrow something for the greater good? Would you help me?
Who are you? Okay, who are you talking to?
Anise.
Uh, maybe.
We'll give
What?
it back.
What? What?
I need to just grab his harness.
So you're going to steal something from someone.
Well, to be fair, the guy said he doesn't know where he got it from, so it sounds like that he stole it. So, like, if I just borrow it and then give it back, it'll be like an Uno reverse
Why? Okay, why do you need it?
because I need it.
Ask Buck. He's the professional thief, apparently. I just dabble. Okay.
Well, I just wanted to be like, hey, if we give it back, it's fine, right? Like afterwards, after we
You
deal
have
with
to decide
Butcher.
that for yourself, Aidin.
Buck, how morally okay is it if I just borrow it for a moment, especially if he's being mean?
You're really asking the wrong person there.
Well, you just said ask Buck.
You're asking me
You
how
know-
morally responsible it is to take someone of an item they're not even properly using, use it properly yourself, and then return it afterwards after you've demonstrated the proper usage.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh no, that sounds great. Do it. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I meant more ask him for help with the theft, being that's his thing.
Oh, could you help with that too, Buck? We're gonna
Wait,
return it though, I promise.
wait, we're stealing something off a guy?
Yeah.
What kind of guy?
Like a horse guy.
Do they have pockets? Have I been missing out on opportunities?
No. It's the harness itself. Like I need you to just like.
Oh, you want to take it off his back?
Yeah.
Is it a saddle or
No, it's just a harness.
harness?
Just a harness.
Okay.
Do we have time for this? We don't have time to get into a fight, that's for sure.
I'm hoping we could get it in and out really quick. I'm hoping he can negotiate. That'd be great. But apparently he's mean.
I don't know how much you can trust clearly drunkard like that.
Well,
He
I guess
could
we
be
could
lying.
go see for ourselves. Down two to the left and then see a walrus. Let's go. And he's just like grabbing them both and like hauling ass out.
This is not how I saw my morning going. Also, the coffee. Oh well, it's fine.
The
I've
the
had
coffee is
already.
available before you leave if you want it.
Yeah,
Oh,
she's
yeah.
gonna go grab her
Sure.
coffee.
Okay, your coffee has a little bit of pretty latte art in it per request,
Ooh.
and the latte art appears to depict a sunburst similar to the thing on the outside.
Oh, fuck yeah. Here's your
All
quest.
right, I guess let's go steal something from a mean centaur. The second centaur other than you and Edward that you've met in your life. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. This has been an interesting meet and greet, I guess. Yay.
Okay, so you go out and you follow the directions, and you do in fact find a statue. And it's a very odd statue because looking at it, um, give me a history check.
God. I'm horrible at history.
I'm assuming that was for everyone.
That was for everyone.
8.
History. Well, I don't have a negative one in it, like Mishka. Nope, I know nothing.
Hey, we both rolled 9s.
Okay. I'll roll for the other two.
I'm gonna roll for Hemlock too. Why not?
Man, none of you are rolling well.
Nope.
All right.
Hemlock rolled a 9.
Aren't you glad we didn't roll initiative?
Sure, the servants know, but goddamn. Oh, Diana, she's got better than us.
If she were there.
If she were there.
Well, regardless, there's a statue of a.
Okay, now I just have to.
Can't even believe it.
Of a human-looking man with
Red.
tusks, and something about it is vaguely familiar for Anise, but she can't place it.
No.
And yeah, you get there, and this is it's a bit of an open green area. It's like a little park, and this park area seems to be delineating the end of the red light district as it segues over into a bit more of the residential district. You get the impression that the people who live over here are probably some of the least well-paid people because they have to deal with all this nonsense at night outside their home. So the rent better be cheap. But yeah, in this area, it's kind of like an okay park. Like there are definitely some people sleeping in it, but it seems to be well maintained by the city itself. It's just obviously a place where drunks end up when they can't go home, but they can't stay here. So you got a few of them lying around, and among the people lying around, like yeah, there's a sleeping centaur man under one of the benches, which is awkward because only the man part fits under the bench, so the horse part is sticking out behind it. He seems to be unconscious.
Uh,
Pat's
uh,
buck on the back. You're up, I guess. You're the one
I-
out of all of us that has the best chance of not starting a fight.
Is this what we're doing?
maybe we can leave a note that says we'll bring it back.
This is not how I envisioned this morning going. I'm
I
certainly.
didn't either. I was really hoping there'd be any other way.
Do you want me to wake him up?
I feel like that would end poorly. I don't know
If you,
Well,
if he is mean.
if this is the part where Derek sort of chimes in, if you're not comfortable doing this while he's awake, do you really think it's a good idea to do it while he's asleep?
we
I'm
can.
not comfortable overall. I just wanted to be able to talk, but apparently he makes big poops on things. Like a mean person.
We can leave him a pile of the gold coins. At the very least, the Goliath lady back there accepted them as currency.
That's true.
A big pile of coins and a note.
I'll still bring it back, I guess. I mean, I just temporarily need it.
Whatever you have to tell yourself. I guess either way, we should get this
I'd
done and
go.
get
We
back.
had,
Yes.
yeah, we had a temple to get to. Aiden's gonna scribble a little note. It's like, I am so sorry. I will bring this back, and just like passes it to Buck.
And Anise is going to dig out a handful of the gold coins, make sure they're not cursed, hand them to him.
Okay. All right, we're gonna have Buck walk up, and we're gonna see how effectively
Hang
I'm
on.
he
gonna
can do
before he
this.
goes forward.
Guidance.
Yeah, I was like before he walks forward, guidance. Which is
I was
both
about
of
to
us pat
say,
him on the shoulder. It's just like
it
you got
doesn't
this, bud.
stack or
It
anything, right?
doesn't.
It does
So
not.
we don't both need to cast it.
But
Cool.
you know what does with it? My fucking ability.
I'm gonna
If I
ask you right now before you do that. Are you
let's
okay
not
with the
risk it.
fact that you're not gonna get a long rest between now and the stuff
No,
you're doing
no.
today?
Take the guidance and go.
Just wanted to check.
Hmm. Does enhanceability stack with guidance?
It would.
Would give him advantage, yeah.
What kind of a check is he making for
I would assume it's like
lockpicking?
a dex, like a stealth,
Yeah.
like a pickpocket.
Yeah, it's gonna be dexterity. Like if you're
Anise is
asking
just
skills
gonna
wise.
heave a big ol' sigh and cast enhanceability, just like pat him on the back. Cat's
Got the
grace.
guidance on
Fuck up.
him. Yeah. Thanks,
Yeah, this
Buck.
is technically gonna be a sleight of hand check, so definitely the world of dexterity. All right.
This was not where I was expecting this
So
to
I'm gonna
go.
give him advantage.
And a D4.
And we'll add a D4 in a moment.
Certainly, I won't come to regret using that second level spell slot. I think I get it back on a short rest, actually.
Yeah, I was gonna
I
say,
think
I
you get
know
back
you
one.
can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can get it back on that riverboat, assuming we don't get attacked on the way.
I'll protect you.
All right. So we're gonna see how this goes. All right.
It's like
Advantage, D20, dexterity check, sleight of hands.
He's proficient.
He's all kinds of things. And now we're going to add a D4. Just want you to know the second die rolled was a 1, so good choice of spell because you dropped a 1.
Woo!
All right. And now we're going to do the contested check to see if an unconscious person notices taking something off of their person.
I did over here. Like, I promise I won't say shit about money as long as you just don't take the holy symbol. Like,
Okay, so um, you've placed the gold and the note next to him, I guess, on next to the humanish part under the bench. And now Buck is taking a look at the way that this is attached to him, and he's checking the straps, which it's obviously tight, because he's wearing it, and he's just moving around, getting a sense of the breathing of this unconscious guy,
I want
uh,
it.
and he's carefully timing it so that he's tugging on the straps when the breathing cycle is on the inhales versus the exhales, so that there's a little bit more wiggle room. And he's being very slow and methodical about this. You're watching him do it, but he's making progress. He's loosening it. He's loosening it. He's reached the point where it's now loose, and it simply has to be removed from under the physical horse body. And to do that, he's going to pull out his knife, and he's slowly using it like a tiny little shovel to dig out a hole along the strap underneath this big horse body so that there's room for it to slide out. And very carefully, by a very, very slim margin of the roll, he manages to slide it out from under this sleeping horseman and carefully backs away holding it, and it hands it to Aidin, and then points in the direction you came from, and then gestures walking fingers with his hand.
Oh, he's already fucking going. Like, he's just like nodding his staying.
And like watching all of this play out is Dar'Rek, and Dar'Rek shakes his head a little bit, and he then picks up a tiny little rock,
Dad,
and
no.
as soon as you're around the corner and no longer in sight, you see Dar'Rek throw the rock in the direction of the sleeping guy. And then he says to
Eric, I'm
you,
sorry.
he was going to get robbed as soon as we walked away if he wasn't awake to take that gold.
That's a
Oh,
good
okay.
point.
That's fair. That's fair. That's
That is
fair.
a
Yeah,
fair
yeah, yeah.
point.
That's fair point. Good job. Good job. I didn't think about that.
And now you have a thing.
I promise I'm giving it back. And he just like attaches it to his body. We gotta get back to the boat or back
I'm
to the hotel. Like,
gonna add it to your inventory.
I thought he just wanted to meet others of his kind. I didn't know.
I
Listen,
do.
your lives within a week of meeting him, you were already heisting.
That's why I'm saying I talked to Anise about the
Yeah.
morality of it. Okay, that is exactly why he looked at her. Like, if I give it back, it was like he was implying a heist to her. He's like,
Mm.
hey.
I mean, we gave him plenty of gold. I think Can probably find another one.
He makes a face. Let's keep going.
Yeah, let's worry about that
Talk about
later.
it.
We've got so much ahead of us.
He,
By the
like,
time we're done fighting all of the other enemy masters, I don't think you'll even remember where you got that from, big guy.
I only need it to deal with the butcher. Honestly, that is all I want for.
What does it do?
It helps me kick his ass.
Well, okay then.
And that's he's just like, and that is why I wanted it. And I will return it. Might keep it around for Einosh, but that's the max. That's the max.
That's how that
Everyone
works.
else, I'm like, yeah, everyone else is like, they don't get that. They're fine.
So how long did that take us?
Oh, that between the bar part and this part, yeah, it's about an hour. So you still got
Okay.
30 minutes. I'm assuming you're going back to the hotel now.
Straight to
Oh
Diana.
yeah.
Yeah.
You can meet up with Diana, and you've got about 30 minutes to make like a 10-minute walk to get to the boat.
Well, I don't have any errands in particular.
I appreciate you for helping me with that. I did not think it would take so long. I didn't think they'd go to one person, then send me to. I just wanted a smith or someone similar.
I mean, Kwaku is the one that made your horseshoes. You do remember that. He's hanging out at our base.
He's busy with so many other things right now.
Yeah, making bombs.
Yeah, that was my first thought. Was like, this man is making. We ain't stopping him from doing that. He's busy.
You're not there. You're not there.
I can't stop him from making cool ass shit.
Anyway, we had our asses back.
Listen.
Yeah.
Your artificer makes things. Your rogue takes things. You're still using your NPCs.
Utilizing. Everyone gets fair game chances here.
Updating alignment.
To be fair,
Wondered
I'm
why
pretty
Anise
sure he's
has-
good
If you've
anyway.
ever wondered why Anise has slight kleptomaniac tendencies, just think about. Just
Oh,
picture Buck.
yeah,
I'm
we're
unmuting
heading
for
back.
this. I can't.
We're coming back to you. I swear, we're here now. Don't stop.
Whatever.
You're coming back.
All right.
You're gonna come back and Diana's just like sitting in the lobby, just like legs crossed, just tapping your foot on the ground, like. Where the
Yeah,
fuck are
again,
they?
Okay,
I got a nice fancy.
I've added the item to your inventory.
Yeah.
I recommend you read it.
Okay. I'll have to find it in me a second.
Oh,
Yeah.
you know what? I bet it smells disgusting. Just taps it with the cleansing stone before he puts it on.
It
Oh,
changes
thank
the
you
color.
so much.
It turns out it was actually a lighter brown than it looked.
Ugh.
Ugh.
Why do I think that we met somehow the two worst centaurs in the entirety of Residuum this morning?
There was a reason why I questioned those meetings, and I mean, not that they're the worst, but I really hope not all centaurs are like this. I was really excited, and now I'm kind of questioning everything.
We did go to a bar at 6 in the morning.
That is fair.
Good
Yeah,
times.
I've got nothing else to do.
Yeah, go on to Diana and
All right.
Penelope.
Yeah, Penelope's doing other stuff.
Yeah, go on to Diana.
Diana's in
Diana
the
is
been waiting
literally
for
in the
us.
lobby, like stomping her foot. Like, what the fuck? Where are they?
We're back.
Diana,
look around.
they arrive, and you notice that Dar'Rek keeps looking behind him as they're walking up, as if making sure no one is following them.
Mm-hmm. That's why I wanted to bring Buck and Dar'Rek along in the first place, to make sure we weren't getting followed or assassinated.
She's just looking at them all like, what the fuck did you do?
Anise is gonna look around for Freddy, because he's the last person, right? Because
Freddy is also there. Yeah.
okay. Yeah, so
Freddy
he's the last
also came
person.
down because Freddy was also informed of what time this was going to happen, and he shows up on time, and he sees a lot of you arriving as well.
So Team Violence is all here. Perfect.
I'm
looks at
mentally
Anna.
referring to your team as Team War and Team Peace.
Ugh.
The irony of the peace cleric is in the team of war, you know. It's all
Anyone
good.
who's ever seen a Peace Cleric knows full well they're in Team War.
Oh, absolutely. Can be real.
It's like
All
one of the
right,
most misleading names.
it looks like we're all here. Everyone going to the temple on this tourism riverboat situation. I guess let's head over to
Get Kakavia, yeah.
that. Oh, right. you
Diana's
mean
like,
Kavia.
Diana is pinching the bridge of her nose when she says this, and she's like, okay, so nobody's going to answer me as to
We
what the
got
fuck you
stuff.
guys were doing.
I had to get stuff. And one of the
We're
things I couldn't get yet.
Why
we're
does
going
Dar'Rek look
on
like he's committed some kind of crime?
We might have committed
some kind of crime.
small.
We're going to the temple via a riverboat cruise situation. It will be faster than going by foot.
What does that have to do with the crime?
Nothing.
Well, let's
Apparently, we just decided we wanted to commit crimes this morning. Looks over at Aidin.
I'm gonna return it when we're done kicking ass.
See,
Oh, jeez.
I thought we were going to a centaur bar so that he could make friends, but he made enemies instead. Well,
No.
an enemy.
You decided to go to a centaur bar at 6:30 in the morning with the intent of making friends? That
I
was a
needed
question mark?
Oh, no, that
No,
was the okay. He was here, she's like, I needed an item, and I asked a guy where I could get it, and I thought that he was a smith that could make them. He pointed me in the direction to a guy that's very mean and has said item, and I'm just gonna borrow it. Because he doesn't know where the guy got it either. So pretty sure he kind of also got it in ways that, might have been a small crime. And so I'm just borrowing it, but I'll give it back. So he can still, keep it. I need to borrow it to kick the butcher's ass.
so let's go get the fish man and go.
Yep.
Yep, we're
Yep.
okay.
He's got money. We gave him money too. And a note.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Let's just get to the boat. Get the fish lips. Let's go get him.
That's mean.
I can't remember his name right now, okay? I've kind of
It's
got a lot on my
Kakavia.
mind. Okay, cool. It's Kakavia. Let's go.
Yep. We're gonna grab Kakavia and just say, fuck it, let's go. I do not want just shoot.
Okay. So
Yeah.
the lot of you go get him,
Yeah.
and you're
It'll be
gonna
good.
set off to the temple. When
Yep.
you get to the temple, he sees a lot of you walking up, and he nods, and he seems ready to go. He is standing there with a big old trident.
See it.
Good morning, brothers and sisters. We are ready to do Eldath's work this day.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say, you know where this tour boat is, Anise?
Yep, follow me.
Wee.
All right. You find the tour boat. It is kind of run down. It's kind of about the size of your boat, except it's a little more optimized for like viewing rather than practical stuff. Like there's a bunch of like bench seating on the left and the right, and there actually is a sheltered like top to presumably make this a little more viable in the rain. And there's a goblin with a little outfit that they're wearing that it's blue. It it stands out a little bit against like the more normal colors around you. It's a very bright blue. And this bright blue outfit is kind of faded in places, but it's still, it's fine. There's like a tiny little hat, and the goblin has a little wand that they're holding like a Bob Barker microphone, and they seem to be waiting for people to get on the boat while checking a clock. Um, Looking a little bit closer, the goblin is male. I don't actually know how many of you have met goblins before. Truth be told, they're not as common.
Yeah,
But
no.
nope, this little goblin is waiting, and there's a second goblin who seems to be in charge of the boat. And by being in charge of the boat, I mean has the unfortunate duty of having to pedal. Um, it does not make any sense for one goblin pedaling to move a boat this big, but you've decided they know what they're doing, so you're just going to let that happen. There is a small fee for the tour. You were informed that the tour is a round trip to the temple and back, and that it should take a few hours. You should probably bring a lunch just in case you get hungry. Otherwise, lunches can be purchased. However, keep in mind limited space, limited options. It will not be a warm meal.
Good.
Sounds good to me.
Okie dokie. So, there are some other people that are going to be riding on this tour. They seem to be um, relative newcomers to the area in the sense that their clothing is a little bit more modern. As far as you can tell, they are not actually um, phantasms at all. They look, at least on the surface level, like they are human, and you will not have much trouble like getting your own seats. But if you want to fan out and talk to people, you certainly can.
Um, Diana's just gonna make a quick scan to see like if anybody stands out at all, or
Yeah, what are you looking for? Just any particular traits?
mm, just anything that seems a little out of the ordinary amongst the rest of them, or
Okay.
amongst all the people on the boat.
Okay. In that case, yeah, you can do uh, probably just a perception or investigation check, depending. Up to you.
We can make it a perception. Meh.
Yeah, they nothing too like. I mean, they seem to be having more modern attire than you're used to out here. It's not too big of a leap to assume that some of these are people who probably came in after it got out to the world of mages and phantasmals that Dream's End exists. These don't appear to be people that have been here for a very long time.
Ah,
So, but they're not showing like, any overt signs of being Clock Tower or any other specific organization. There's a wide world of mages, and they don't appear to be like they're all speaking different languages. They're all, or at least they're not all speaking the same language. Like it's giving you the vibe of what happens when you get on a tour bus in Europe. So
right.
nothing too unusual about it other than where it is and what's happening.
Okay. Yeah, she's mostly just gonna be like keeping an eye out and just like if it just basically looking for anything that may pop up during the boat tour.
Okie dokie.
But yeah.
All right, so as a group, are you all like huddling up together? Aidin is going to have a little bit of trouble fitting.
Yeah. I'll probably like be towards the back, I guess. Maybe like chill with the goblins out of all the mass bodies.
Like it's not filled to the max. You can totally just take up like a double wide space if you don't mind standing up, obviously. Like
Yeah.
their benches, you can kind of sort of sit on it, but whether or not you'd be comfortable is up for debate. You just squat on a bench. Okay.
Anise is going to sit down in a space where it is abundantly clear that there is space on both of her sides available for whoever wants to sit down next to her.
That is fair.
Diana somehow takes up with it. I'm joking.
I was just about to say, and
Trying
Aiden's
very
on the other
hard to make
side.
it seem like she does not care who sits next to her.
And Diana and Aiden sit next to Anise. The boys have to go sit somewhere else.
No, Diana's gonna go towards the front of the boat and just like look out over the water.
All right. Given the opportunities, Dar'Rek is going to sit next to Anise if that is allowed. Freddie looks like he's thinking about it for a moment and then looks like he's overthinking it. And
Aiden just whispers in his ear, "You should go sit there."
awkwardly goes and sits on the other side of Anise after prodding.
Thumbs
Are
up
there
to
any
him.
are there any of the tourists near? I mean, I guess that's a question for me. I guess I would have sat close-ish to some of the tourists,
Yeah,
but
I mean,
not like
they're
right.
like you're within earshot of
Mm-hmm.
the ones in front of you, and there's some. You just found an empty row, so
Mm-hmm.
so the three of you are taking up a row. There's a group in front of you, and there's a group behind you. All normal human as far as you can tell. And Buck goes and sits next to two girls that are speaking in a language that you don't know.
Hmm.
And you have a pretty good sense that he probably also does not know. But he is all smiles and politeness.
Yeah, Anise is not going to make small talk.
Fair. So yeah, you are on a boat. Lonely Islands plays. Oh
shit! Get your towels ready. Oh, that song hadn't come out by then.
Yeah. All right. Bringing up a map
Suddenly,
for
It was like
fun.
either 2008 or 2009, I think.
I'm on a boat and it's going fast.
Yeah.
Got a nautical theme, push me to asking.
I fucked him.
So yeah, you're on a boat, and your boat is going to be departing soon. Everybody
Yeah.
on board, you're given the final warning that you're going to be heading out. The boat will not be coming back prematurely. And again, thank you very much for
Yeah.
coming on this little adventure. Please pay attention. Please be respectful of other people on the boat. Please keep in mind that occasionally one side will have views that the other side will not have. So please be respectful when looming over someone to see. And then the boat moves forward. And we're just going to use your boat icon because I already have it here.
Hells yeah.
So might as well, right?
I might be asking this too prematurely. Is this a short rest? Can I get that spell slot back?
Possibly. Are
Okay, I will not.
are you comfortable between the two boys and feeling at ease?
Sure. I'm communing with nature, which is specifically what my ability says.
Then yes. You can short
Okay.
rest.
Okay, we're not going to be attacked by zappies.
You have not been attacked by zappies in the duration of a short rest yet.
Cool.
One thing that you do notice as you're moving along is that the goblin is definitely pedaling, and that seems to be moving the boat forward again, regardless of how that would work logically. And there is, in fact, a third goblin in addition to the pedaling goblin and the host goblin. And that third goblin is at the front, and they seem to be um, waving something at the water ahead of you. And you don't need to roll too closely to see that occasionally there are things in the water, and whenever the boat gets too close to them, the one waving focuses the waving at those things, kind of like an angry traffic person, and that seems to make them decide that this isn't worth it, and they wander away.
Interesting.
We need one of those for our boat.
And as you're going through, you are getting an information dump from the goblin who was explaining the history of Residuum. And they explain that Residuum as a city is, in fact, the city of cities. This is a place that has been built on the back of other places deposited here in the storms, and that the 6 rulers of the city seem to put a handsome bounty on anyone, or rather, in reward to anyone who helps build the city outward. They seem to have allowed Residium to grow at an incredible rate, to the point where some people comment that if you lived there a year ago and you come back now, there might be an entire district that wasn't there before. It is a city that is growing quickly and in unpredictable ways. The various guilds that do business with the storms, essentially, the storm collection, are always looking for new things to bring to the city and its leadership. And somehow or other, even if it's like an entire building or small town, if it comes from somewhere unusual and you can convince them that this is worthwhile, then somehow the leadership of the city will get it moved there. It's not really understood how they do it, but many of the locals simply refer to it as magic. Um, so that's a thing. And as you're going forward, they also are discussing a bit more about the local biomes. The area immediately around the city is agricultural in nature. All sorts of fruits and vegetables are grown here, as well as fungi and other um, essentially growables. Um, Various drugs are also being grown here with varying degrees of regulation. Um, in general, it's a very fertile area to be so far away from the various trees and whatnot. Anise, you don't need to roll to know that that means that Residuum is probably sitting on a pretty happy ley line, and that everything that plants here seems to grow. It's also part of how the city can have such a diverse collection of shops and clientele without relying heavily on imports. There definitely are docks and things do get brought in, but the area for the most part is self-sufficient. A blessing of being in a very nice ley line area with the additions of magecraft and supernaturals who understand, or phantasmals who understand how to actually use it to make what they want. This might also explain how you got a Waffle House. Um, as the boat continues um, on its way, everybody give me perception checks, because we do those when we move into a new hex.
Ooh. She's not visible, but I'm gonna have Cersei, roll a 2. Okay, much better.
Yeah. Go to the middle. Come on. Maps are hard. I don't know how to do this. There you are. Cool. All right. So, yeah, as you're moving upstream, looking around, all the local chit chat and whatnot, the people pointing out the interesting plants and animals that you can see, um, you, I guess, two of you hear a message in your head from unseen people who both inform you that, um, like, and unnotices at first, but Belle also picks up on it shortly thereafter, that it looks like there might be a storm up ahead.
Oh, like
Hmm.
the one that pulls stuff in?
That seems to be the case. It does not look like it's going to rain. It does look like the fog is coming in, and it's the fog that tends to leave things behind. And it is not going to be coming in on the water, but it is going to be coming in on the eastern bank in the hex that I've currently moved the boat to. So it looks like that could be something that produces something, but the boat is not stopping. The boat is going to continue on. So they don't
Hmm.
know what you can expect to pop out of that, but they're giving you a heads up that it seems to be happening.
Interesting. I guess I'll call up to the goblin that's at the front of the boat. I think there might be one of those storms happening a little further up the river. Just letting you know.
Oh, really? Hold on, let me check. And they pull out tiny little theater glasses and they look up the river. Oh, there is. And they speak into a little microphone. If you look ahead to the right, you'll see that there's a storm a brewing, and that storm could bring any numbers of mystery and possibility. So if you're here for photography, get out your camera. If you're here for old photography, get out your much slower camera and hope for the best. And we will all hope that this does not result in our imminent deaths. Everyone, please stay in the boat. If you feel so adventurous as to venture into the storm and see what you can find, whether it be fortune or ruin, please note that you've already paid for this trip, so we will not be coming back for you. And there you have it.
Gotta find really quick.
The fog is coming in on the right. It does not seem to be crossing the water.
Okay.
Um,
Uh,
I guess
I have to
Anise will
find.
keep a lookout.
Gotta
Everybody
find those
staying on the
papers
boat.
again.
Yep.
I need. I gotta find those papers, like what they're called again. There it is, Emporium paper. Uh, the papers. If I were to toss it, would it make it to that area? Like make a little plane out of them or something?
Um, your understanding is that once you release it, it will fly back to the Emporium, um, based on where you threw it.
They somewhere right through it. Okay.
You would have to be there
Cool.
if you wish to do that.
Yeah. Okay. No, can't do that. Not right now.
Okie dokie.
My next thought was, can Enon just tie it to the bow and then just launch it there?
I mean, you could do that, but it won't be able to fly back.
Could he
That's
not
fair.
just go over there?
Yeah, he does have the ability to do that. Would Enon go over there?
That is up to you.
I mean, Cersei probably could too, but her range is much shorter than Enon's. Archers.
How far away is that?
Ah, move shape. So bad at drawing these things. It's like, I'll make it big. I'm like, no, just move. Nope, it'll only make it bigger. Whatever, drawing a new one. There we go. It'll be to the right of that. I'm going to delete the old one. All right. So,
Like on the
like it's not actually on the boat. It's just forcing everything to the middle of the hex.
Okay, so it's still
It's
within
on
the
the
same.
east bank of the river. So, like, you're on the river. This is to the east. In terms of like distance, like it's not directly on the water. It's maybe like a half a mile in, but you can easily see it across the fields. So,
Okay, yeah,
like,
I'll give him a paper. If he's able to like grab what? It's invisible. He can't really grab anything. He'd have to materialize, wouldn't
you
he?
would have to materialize if you're going to give him something to take.
Yeah, it's gonna scare so many people. But yeah, kind of be like drop a paper over there and then like get back on the boat as quick as you can
So you're going to send him at full speed to get over there and then report it in.
and just bounce back. Yeah, just open it and just get back.
Okay. All right, you send him off into the fog. He runs off. Well, he appears, which is startling to some people, and goes running off at, like, I'm assuming
Yeah,
as fast as reasonable.
yeah.
So, like,
And the moment he like opens it, just have him dematerialize again and just make.
yeah, and just come back in spirit form.
Yeah,
Okay.
play it safe. That means I have 4 papers left.
Okay. He runs over and he runs into the fog, and a moment goes by, and Aidin, give me a perception check.
18.
You see a very tiny piece of paper flying out of the fog
Okay.
and
Whew.
past you down the river, and you hear a voice in your head. It appears to be a car dealership.
Damn it. Well, that was a waste, but that's okay.
I don't know. I mean, I imagine
I mean, they
cars
might
would
find
probably
something
have some
useful.
value here if they can find a way to make them run.
didn't
That's
the
fair.
the trolls from France, they materialized in a car dealership.
That is, in fact, what you remember.
Huh.
Yeah,
Not that
I
I
always.
know, because that was in Aiden's head.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
But
they were
yes,
looking more
you,
for
the
like
player,
gems.
you're remembering correctly.
Okay.
Yeah, he's like, thank you. Yeah, they're looking for gems, but maybe for other stuff. Never know.
Okie dokie. So,
Mm.
boat moves on. Swap to the right layer, move that boat.
Is
Boop.
it time for more perception check?
Yep, new perception check because you're in a new hex.
Oh, better than a 1.
20
It
and
is.
10. And then
Take the 16.
Respectable. Okay, so now that you're coming up here, the people who broke a 20 can see that way up ahead on the river is like the big lake that you're going to, as intended. And past the lake, you can see the trees. And obviously past the trees, like you know that like there's the hills, there's the forest, and then a little bit up the hills and the forest is the area that Einosh controls of the white depleted trees and the occasional red super tree. Um, One thing that you do notice with those rolls, though, is that while the trees in the green area to the north are not white yet. They are fading. They are fading pretty drastically when compared against the trees that you've seen in other areas and from when you saw these trees on your first trip down. So it would appear that not only is Einosh advancing, it's taking a giant step towards everything in this direction, which kind of matches with what you heard about Einosh eventually encroaching onto your base.
Yeah.
You literally just went down this river like a day and a half ago, and it was not this bad yet. So it kind of aligns with that timeline that, like, given a few more days, this will be a very real problem.
Good thing we're hopefully taking care of it.
Yep. Past that, everyone who hit at least 15 on it, which I think is most of you.
Diana, her,
Yep, Anise.
yeah,
Yeah.
and then
Anise is just vibing, just
Yeah,
enjoying the
just
view.
enjoying that short rest. Um, yeah, yeah, the rest of you who hit at least the 15 have noticed in the area ahead that at the lake there are definitely still structures floating on top of the water, but they're not as high up as they were before.
Huh. That's not good.
we're gonna have to make haste with our work.
And past that, yeah, Goblin Tour Guide is just letting you know about the local flora and fauna of the area. They tell you to be on a lookout for the wandering legion of soldiers that seem to be traveling around the area from time to time, looking for a giant battle that they never quite seem to find. Keep an eye out for dinosaurs. They tend to show up every now and then. Do not feed the dinosaurs. It is bad for their diets if tourists were to give them too many things that are bad for them, like other tourists. Um, you're also informed that the area to the far southeast of here is Ulthar. It is a city by cats, of cats, and for cats. Um, and it is in fact a place that is populated largely with both tabaxi cat people and actual cats. And it is noteworthy because the area is said to have a mysterious guardian force that, with great prejudice, enforces the safety of cats. Should you ever find yourself there, do not harm or kill a cat.
Huh.
Maybe we should let the butcher fuck around and find out, right?
I was like, wait, he's saying that about that forest?
The cat village.
The cat village.
Oh, okay, the forest by them. Okay.
Yeah. The one to the southeast, like south of the dinosaur.
Okay. Ah.
Oh, little man, are they talking about cat?
They sure are. Okay. And with that, why are you all the. How is this your alignment? Whatever. Boat's there. Um, not in the mood.
Hmm.
So yeah, and it finally gets up to the shores of the large, now admittedly sinking structure, and the tour guide, upon seeing that, looks a bit taken aback and explains that you've reached the Great Lake with the ruins of the once amazing and beautiful Temple of Eldath that has been unfortunately damaged for some time now. Um, but one of the many splendors and wonders of it was the fact that it and the materials that it is built on would not sink in the water, and the fact that it is sinking now means that perhaps you've all come here on a very rare opportunity to see it before it's gone, and also to question how that happens.
Oh,
I was just like, yeah, that's our stop actually.
The goblin reminds you that they will not be coming back for you, but you have already paid, so you are welcome to hop out if you wish.
are you going to the ruins or just stopping here at the shore?
Uh, Normally we would go to and around the ruins, but as they appear to be sinking, we are going to make the executive decision to not approach them this day, as we do not understand why.
Okay, I guess this is our stop then.
Okay.
All right.
They will let you out. The tourists seem confused. Some of them start to get out with you, assuming this is like a lunch break,
Oh,
and
no, no,
after
no.
Yeah,
speaking with
no,
the
no.
goblin, realize that it's not and get back on the boat.
We are here to help fix that. Enjoy the rest of your tour. It's been lovely. Anise is just going to tip the goblin as she departs.
Okay. All right, you are out of the boat. You are on the shore, and you can see out on the water that there is a very large, very damaged, now apparently at least partially sinking temple. The time, having advanced things a little bit, is 10:30 in the AM because tour boats are not fast. But you did
Yeah.
successfully get your short rest. If anyone used any resources they want back, you have them.
Faster
I
than walking. We
too.
didn't have to fight anything. I'd say that was cursed gold well spent.
Oh yeah. I think Aidin calls back to the one goblin. He's just like, what's that thing that you had that you waved in front of your boat?
The goblin that is on the front.
Yeah.
Oh, it'll yell back at you. Smooth sailing stick. Keeps
Anise
away
is
bad
writing that down.
experiences. Is lucky.
Anise is writing that down.
He just is like, thanks.
They wave at you, then shake their heads as if they think you're just being abandoned, and then they pedal on. The boat will now be leaving that location. But you're here.
Hi, boo.
So
We don't need you.
you're at the temple. You've committed larceny. You've all had dreams. When we get back next time, you can enact your plan to do what you're doing.
Woo.
Because this is the best pausing
Yay.
point we're getting.
Yeah.
So thank you everyone for sticking it out with us. I have to come up with a name for whatever this was. Centaur Bar. Uh,
I just wanted it to be quick.
I mean, it was. You learned stuff.
Yeah.
You got
Oh,
stuff. You got my
I
warning
did.
to make sure you read the thing you got.
I did. I did read it.
Okay.
I know. Trust me, that's gonna be a problem.
Hey.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fun times. Alrighty.
Hey.
Well, that'll be it for us now. Next week we will play presumably Underwater Adventure. Who likes three-dimensional maps?
Woo.
Yay. Good times. Good night, the internet. We will see you later.
Good
Good night, nerds.
night.